Hi, welcome to the channel today. Today we're going to be going over the 90 tomato plants that I planted, what varieties they are, how they look. I know I started planting them last weekend and finished up yesterday planting the last part of them on the cherry tomatoes. The weather does look a little bit better. It's not supposed to get as cold as they were saying, so I think I'm okay. But just kind of let you know what they look like after you plant the tomatoes and all. These first 7, or no, it's first 5 are invincible. They're a paste type tomato. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And we had a lot of wind last night. Storm blew in, a lot of rain. So they're going to be kind of battered up. These are Shelby's. And then that's a Shelby. That's a Shelby. And the Saucy Lady starts right here. And that's also, this whole row is paste tomato. So that's Saucy Lady here. And a lot of these, I planted them flat. I laid them down flat and let them come back up because they were about this tall. And I hated to plant them that deep, so I was trying to lay them on the side. Later, I started putting them more straight down just because of the ease of trying to space them out. And then we come up over here. And these over here are my determinate tomatoes. This one here is Homestead. I will say Homestead did seem to have a really good stocky plant. These next 3 are Roadsters. And like I say, they're looking good too. And these are all determinate type tomatoes. I got one of Neptune, which is this one here, I believe. Yeah. And then these next 3 are Homesteads also. And like I said, so far I'm impressed with the Homestead as far as the bulkiness of the plant. And then these here, from here on out, are Hostinators. So these through here are the Hostinator plants. Now if you'll come around over this side so I can read the tags easier. These are Polish, and they're the ones that Mr. Craig LaHoulier in his book said the tomato themselves don't look impressive. They had really good flavor, so their whole name to fame is they were fairly productive and also had really good flavor. So the next 2 is going to be Cherokee Purple. So I haven't had a whole lot of success growing Cherokee Purple, or I haven't really tried them that much. I think I might have tried them once, they didn't do very well, but these 2 look like they're pretty good specimens, so we'll find out how they fare. I don't expect this row to be near as productive as the other 2 rows because they are indeterminates. Down south, indeterminates do not produce as well usually as your determinate varieties. The first time I see something don't look right. I guess that's the... Okay. Somewhere along here I messed up. Okay. Yeah, that's Berkeley's tie-dye. I had it right. This is, and it's a really, that one, tie-dye is a really colorful tomato plant. This here's Dr. Wachi. It's never going to produce a bunch of tomatoes. If you get 4 or 5 tomatoes off of it, you're doing good, but my wife really likes the flavor of it, so you know that's all right. Chef Orange, this should be a pretty productive one, growing. It's got a really good looking plant. It's already got some buds on it. Purple Boy, it's a cross between one of the Heirloom tomatoes and Better Boy. So you're trying to get the disease resistance along with the Heirloom. So, and then Chef Pink, and the next one is Chef Black. And I had some really good production off Chef Black on a couple of my plants one year, so trying that out again. Paul Robeson, that's another one. If you get 2 or 3 tomatoes off of it, I think you're doing good. But it's supposed to be the best of the Heirloom varieties there. Brandywine Pink. Last year they didn't do very good at all, but this year they're already looking better than the plants they had last year. Another Berkeley tie-dye. Lucky Cross, that's not correctly who they, it was a chance crossing between the Lucky tomato and whatever. Carolina Dusk, and I do have a question mark on this one because I'm not sure if that's a Carolina Dusk or not. So we're going to find out when we look at the fruit itself, because I had 4 in the tray. The other 3 did not look very good at all. This one looked really well, and I'm wondering if it might have got another seed washed into it. We'll find out. And then we're going to come up over here. And this is where it gets a little bit more because I don't have tags on most of these, but this was going to be another Brandywine Pink. And then I'm having to go backwards. This is Chef Black, Chef Pink, another Polish that doesn't look real great. Lucky Cross, another Chef Black, another Purple Boy, another Paul Robeson. And this is the first one. This is Green Giant. It's a green tomato, not made for fried green tomatoes. It's just when it's ripe, it's still a green flavor. It's supposed to have a different kind of flavor, so I'm giving it a try. I've never grown a green one before. And then Chef Orange, Brandywine Pink. So I got 3 of the Brandywine Pinks. I guess I got Chef Pink, another Lucky Cross, another Chef Black, and another Green Giant, which I tried to grow at least 2 of each of the varieties if I had them. And then going over here, these are my 2 rows of cherry tomatoes. First one being Sunrise Bumblebee. I know that Brooke at What Brooks Growing used to be Seed to Plate channel. She really liked that when she gave me some seeds a while back. They didn't really do very good for me as far as disease, and I already kind of see some disease crop up on them, but we'll see. And right now, I don't know if disease is, I've got to get things trimmed up and all. Sun Gold, which is kind of a lot of people's favorite tomato. It's very sweet, tropical flavor. Torringina, which is supposed to be an improved Sun Gold. We'll find out as far as production and disease resistance. Mingo Mix, that's the one I got from Haas Tools. Coyote, it's a kind of a current size tomato, very small, but some people like that one better than any of them. It does got a little bit of a different kind of taste. Some people say vanilla taste, though I didn't really see that. It's just a different kind of taste, but it is very sweet. It's going to be more like they say the candy top tomato. Sun Sugar, it's supposed to have some disease split, and not supposed to split as bad as Sun Gold. And Sun Gold also has a weird thing that if you touch the tomato, and if it's green, it tends to fall off. So that's been a problem. Now this one I never have tried before. It's Brad's Atomic Grape. I've got 2 of them growing here. I'll show the other one in a minute. They did not look good in a deal. I went ahead and planted them. We'll see how they grow out. But I've never grown them before, and they're supposed to have really different. Some people like them, some people hate them. Red Torch. These are some of the tomatoes that did good for me last year. Did not split so bad. Usually the longer ones they split bad, it didn't. Mountain Vineyard. It's a plum type tomato that's supposed to be really sweet. I've grew it in the past. It is very productive. It's also a hybrid. Plum Drop. It's another one that was kind of that series that the Red Torch is in. Chocolate Cherry. I really like it. I planted the bottom of it here, planted up to here. Now it's coming back up in here because it was really. Well, you see how long, you see how tall it was. I mean, it's this tall, and it's produced pretty good for me. It can be a monster though. It can really it likes to grow up tall. It's a lot of space between the leaves. Purple Bumblebee. It's probably my favorite tasting tomato because I like it's kind of got this smoky flavor to it. Another Sun Gold. A lot of wind. And then I might have got off one. And then we got a Plum Drop. And we're supposed to have a Purple Bumblebee, so I guess that's Plum Drop, Purple Bumblebee. Oh well, I might be off on one of those, but anyway, that's kind of that's the ring we go. The last one, I didn't plant it all the way to the end because we had this peach tree growing, and don't the peach trees look nice? I mean, plum tree. It's plum tree. I think this is Odom plum. It's producing lots of blooms. it'll set lots of blooms. Hopefully it sets lots of fruit. And then I have to thin the fruit. And anyway, we'll see. And I have to try to keep the brown rot off of them. Coming the back way, another sun gold, another sunrise bumblebee. You can kind of see the disease on it. Chocolate cherry, and then the mingle, and then coyote, and sun sugar, another torringina, another sunset torch. Went out first sunset torch. I think it was the one that really produced well for me last year. It made the elongated fruit, tropical flavor. It didn't split bad like some of them did. Red torch. There's the other of the Brad's atomic grape. Like I say, it don't look good, but it can grow out of it. Like I say, once you get some height to it, I'll be able to prune some leaves off it, keep disease off. You don't want it, and if you'll notice, whenever you talk about stuff splashing, we had a heavy rain. It splashed all the way up to high up. So whenever this grows a little bit taller, I'm gonna try to remove all the leaves from about this yay high down. You can go in there and plant some, put some leaves or whatever, some mulch around it. Would be a good idea. I just don't do it because it's just such a big area. And then the last one is another mountain vineyard. Now, I'm also going to take y'all to look up over here. And this is the area where I planted the onions, and I've spent so much time looking at the tomatoes that the weeds are starting to come up on the onions pretty bad. There's a row of carrots that's kind of disappeared. Same thing with this row of carrots. And then I got one last row of onions that don't look very good. Well, then I also got another row of carrots. So what I'm going to be doing is this area here, as I'm going to be planting corn, and area over there I'm going to be planting beans. And really, like this last row of carrots that I grew, I mean, they got so many weeds in it, there's not enough to salvage. And I hate to, I'm bad about not wanting to plow stuff up. I think something also got to eat them. So here's a few of them, and they kind of look like they've been eat on some. But now this was the area that I had my brassicas in, and they froze out. They just didn't produce very well early, and then they got into the cold spell, and the cold spell knocked them back. I did see 2 deals of cauliflower though that came out. So, and then a little bit of broccoli that came out. That's basically, we did make a little small crop before it blew, before all that stuff happened. Then over here we've got the potatoes growing, and I also got the pears. They're starting to throw out some blooms on the pears, and they're looking nice. These haven't come out yet, and we're just now starting to get some of the potatoes coming up. There's a potato here and one here. There's another one there. These are the red potatoes here, and then not a whole lot coming up yet. But the reason I planted them up high, as you can see, the rain, we didn't get a whole lot of rain, I don't think, but it does stand water in between it. So I'm trying to keep them up out of the wetness. We'll see how that works. It just maybe this area is just not a good place for potatoes, but you don't know till you try it. But hopefully I can get a good stand. I mean, I've got some coming up, especially on that row. Got some there, and there's some down there on the end. So we'll just see how everything goes, and that's all you can do. I'm trying a different spot. Never had grown potatoes down here, but this was the spot that grew my best tomato plants. So, and I guess over here we can see the when you see these pear trees here, they're the Asian pears, so they do come out a little bit later. But that's kind of good, because if we would have gotten a big freeze, it wouldn't have killed them. So, and this peach trees are just now starting to come out. That's why I didn't put the other peach trees in the garage on my tropic snow and stuff, because I knew these peach trees had not bloomed yet. So now that they're blooming, I know I can get some. Now I got to still prune this thing back because it's gotten away from me the last couple of years. I did prune back some of the peaches over here. There's some wild blueberries that are growing, blackberries that are growing. The chickens will probably get most of those before it's over with. But then here's some of the trimming I've done, trying to get these things aired out so they won't get as many, brown rot won't be quite as bad. They're just now starting to bloom out. We'll see that. And then I guess we can walk over this way. This was the N33 peach orange tree, and I don't think it made it. And I think the second freeze finished it off. So, you know, it just may not be adapted this far north. And, you know, I tried my best to, but I do have one that's in a pot, so I bring it in and out. So, I mean, I kept it alive for a while. We did get some oranges off of it. Last year, the orange, or last time it made, the oranges were really good. This past year, they weren't very good. They were just not even you get in the store. And then coming up through here, I will show you the other stuff. This one's about through blooming. It's going to start setting its fruit. But the plums are really coming out blooming good. The other fruit trees, the other mandarins and stuff that I had, blood oranges, they all did pretty good. They all managed throughout the storm. That one over there has done well. So, you know, I've had some success with it. They're coming out. We'll see if they bloom or not. But, you know, they look good and healthy. The chickens have been in here. And then this here, the blackberry plants. This here is a ponca, and I've been saying for over a year now I need to support those. Sweetie pies over there, I think it might have died out on me. And these here are probably, all these are going to be the Primark Freedom. This is a Jiu-Jitsu tree. Only bad thing about it, I'm not seeing any blooms coming out on it. Well, there's a few. There's a few. There's some here. It tends to make it over the year, but I don't know if that's because we get freezes every other year or because it's just went biennial on me. Because sometimes your fruit tree, sometimes your citrus trees, when they make a large amount, and they did make a large amount this past year, when they make a large amount, they won't make much the next year. And that may be what's happening here. I just don't, you know, we also had very cold weather, but it does seem to be having some blooms. I'm starting to see more of it than I saw before. But the Primark Freedom is the one that's really coming on early. It's busting out with a bunch of blooms on it. This is kind of what I want them to look like. So kind of keep it off the top. And then this here area I have not planted yet, so weeds are doing well. But anyway, that's kind of a walkthrough. I'm not, I guess, go ahead and show an area over here. The other pear trees are starting to come out. Plum trees, some Japanese plums over there. And then the peach trees. So things are starting to grow good, but since this is a Sunday, it's been a cold, windy day, but it's not supposed to get, it could get in the low 40s today, so all my tomatoes are okay. I will bring my peppers in tonight because you don't really want them to get below 45 degrees. It's supposed to get down to 42, 43 degrees tonight. So not at that rate, we're not getting a frost, so that'll be all right. Be nice if the wind would hold up. And there's some of my containers that I'm going to be planting different stuff in. Those, I get those from different, if you know any guy that raise cattle that use the lick tubs, that's all those are. And put some hose in them. But anyway, thanks for watching to the end. And I'll see you next time, and probably the next video, hopefully we'll start planting some corn and beans. It's time. I'm not really pushing it. I'm going to have to till up some land and stuff. It's too wet today, or I would have done it today. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.